Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, let me start by asking this question. Do you think at any given point and chance, William Ruto can sing this song? And where can he sing the song? Listen to this.
Urogoshwa, amagegania. Urogoshwa, wamagegania. Wambararia, we wamagegania. Wambararia, we wamagegania. Ukirurie, we wamagegania. Ukererwe,
Now, I've got two top stories to talk about. Story number one is about Peter Salasya. Peter Salasya is still injecting and telling William Ruto that everything that is trying to bring to Kenya is not working. The new healthcare is not working, the SHA, the SHE. Remember, when William Ruto was in Kakamega and Peter Salasya was trying to tell the president that this thing is not working. Achana na hii mambo, this thing is not working and Kenyans are crying about this thing. Stop this thing. And William Ruto stood and opposed it. Now, I think I told Peter Salasya to stop that nonsense of saying that it's not working. It's only that Peter Salasya is complaining simply because of the money. Simply because of the money that right now they are paying. Like initially they used to pay 1,000, I don't know, 1,000 shillings. Right now they're paying something like 20, I don't know, was it 28, 27,000? So that is why Peter Salasya is complaining. So yesterday, I think members of parliament had got a meeting in Nakuru, either Nakuru or Naivasha. And Peter Salasya openly, once again, talked about the same issue. And he said that there is nothing that is working in the government of William Ruto. However much he tries to bring things out, things are not working. Listen to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have this information to deliver. First and foremost, I want to I know there's a lot of anxiety happening in various institutions whereby they feel threatened. They want to be merged, some they want to go away with them. And we saw the executive order that was signed in the last cabinet that was done in Kakamega. This nation is a nation that is governed by the rule of law, and the law has a procedure. And we cannot allow a country to be auctioned or to destroy everything within 5 years, some things that were created many years and were done a lot of research to get to know. Why do we want to do away with some institution, like maybe they want to say Kura has to be merged, they want to remove nuclear, they want to remove Wezo Fund, they want to remove the Youth Fund, they want to merge the Women Enterprise Fund, all those things. They want to merge wildlife and forestry, they want to do, there's so many, and we want to tell that those things will have to come to the parliament. And as a house, we are not going to accept this country to be mismanaged. Kwa sababu wamekuja wakatoa ile ya help, ile wanataka kutoa help, sijui match na sijui university funding, vitu zenye hata make sense. Wanataka sasa sijui ingine sijui yenye inafanya wanatuletea vitu zingine zenye wamefanya before they are failed. Kuna kama ile ingine yenye walileta sijui Hustler Fund, it failed. Kuna ingine ambayo walileta inaitwa wakametuletea ingine ya SHA, it's failing when the NSF was doing well. They have brought about the new model funding, has failed. So we cannot allow and will not accept to collapse any institution that was created without public participation and without the public knowing as to why we should take away those institutions. So I want to ask the members of parliament that with this time round, we are not going just to pass anything just because it has come to the parliament. We must wake up this time round and see what is coming in the house. Because it's like there is a scheme to bring down this country. That is a fact. There is a scheme. Because when you talk about you want to merge forest and wildlife, wanyama na hawa ni forest. Forest intakana ikuwe inaangalia kupanda miti. And it's a very big thing. We cannot just do like those things. We want to remove everything. It cannot happen. And we are going to provide leadership in this country. Kwa sababu kuna watu ambao wako pale, they want to misadvise the president. This is not the last president that we are going to have in this nation. We are going to have so many presidents that are going to come. We are going to have many governments that are going to come. But all in all, we must look every decision. We must look at its future. Yeah. Wewe tulia, wewe Kebore, wewe toka hapo. Sasa mimi niko opposition leader, mimi ndio naongea mambo ya kupeleka mbele mambo ya nchi yetu ya Kenya. Usikie, mimi naongea mambo ya opposition, wewe huko unapiga vipindi. Sasa mimi naongea mambo ya nchi ya Kenya. Na mimi lazima msikie mimi.
Now, story number 2 is about PLO Lumumba. PLO Lumumba has been explaining why William Samoei Ruto should stop this issue of war with this issue of DRC involving himself in this war of the DRC Congo. He's telling William Ruto that if you continue doing this, you're like a puppet. Why? In fact, you don't even need to engage Macron. Where is Macron getting? Where is Macron being involved in this? First of all, we have to understand that if things continue like this, in fact, Rwanda and South Africa are like declaring war. And one thing I know is that if Rwanda will decide to declare war with South Africa, then Rwanda will be defeated, because South Africa is very much powerful when it comes to war. Can you joke with people that make these they are the source of these war jets? How ndio wanatengeneza zana za kivita, ndege nini? Can you compete with them? And then there's a group of Russia. They are in the same category with Russia. Can you compete with such kind of people? Of course, we know that Rwanda is also supported by China. That is why sometimes when you hear Kagame is speaking very strong when it's very strong. But we also have to understand that however much you're being supported by China, South Africa is supported by Russia. And when South Africa now declares war with Rwanda, it will be like hell. So PLO Lumumba is telling William Ruto to avoid this issue kabisa. He's telling William Ruto to avoid that thing. I want to listen to PLO Lumumba the way he's speaking.
I understand President Ruto is the current chair of the East African Community Summit, having taken over from President Salva Mayardit Kir of South Sudan. So in that context, I understand that he is reacting properly and saying, these are member states, let's have an urgent meeting. But it beggars belief that you are calling the president of a former colonizer and a neo-colonizer to tell you how to run African affairs. But all these are out of what I call colonial hangover. African politicians still hold the view that they must be second-guessed and supported by presidents of former colonizers. We must decolonize our minds. You don't need Macron. You don't need any president to tell us in Africa how we can make our own peace. This is why they look down upon us, that even the things we can do, we still behave as if we are school boys and school girls, and they've got to tell us what to do. I hope that when the meeting of the East African Community Heads of State is convened, heads of state will say, no, we don't want France, no, we don't want all these fellows. They could be friends of goodwill, but the territory must be defined. What we are doing for Africans, let Africans do. Nyerere was so clear in this thing that lasting peace can only be achieved if it is midwifed by Africans who are guarantors. And if we want any international presence in the meeting, it should be through the institution of the United Nations in which we are members, not some foreign power, and Macron has demonstrated not once not twice that he has great contempt for Africa, and we should shut him out.
Now, I would like to give each other the comment section telling me what to think, because number one, this issue of Peter Salasya. Okay, one thing I know is that Peter Salasya is telling the truth, and that is why even William Ruto cannot come out to defend that thing. I heard Kimani Chungwa yesterday trying to confront the healthcare yesterday, just because of the pressure that has been there, that has been put by Rigathi Gachagua concerning what is happening. But that one does not stop anything. Number two, what do you think concerning the statement of PLO Lumumba that William Samoei Ruto should avoid engaging himself in the DRC war? Because remember, the same William Samoei Ruto is the one that said that African problems are supposed to be solved by Africans themselves, that they are not supposed to involve any other country in matters affecting Africa. That is what he said. But right now what is happening is that we find that the same William Samoei Ruto is making a call to Macron to engage in matters Africa. Is the president of East Africa EAC? I don't know, I think is EAC. But is he doing what he's supposed to do? It's not. Why can't you find ways of solving these problems? And to your surprise, you can't tell me that Yoweri Kaguta Museveni cannot speak about this thing. But why is he silent? Why is he silent? Because he knows very well that the moment he will mention the movement 23, that is the M23, that Uganda is also either supporting or not supporting, there will be a big problem. Now, I'll come back in the next video to explain to you why Rwanda and South Africa are fighting, and what has really caused, what is the real cause of war in DRC Congo. Because you find that a lot of countries are just fighting for the DRC Congo. I'll come back to explain to you the big reasons why most of the countries are fighting for the DRC in the DRC Congo and why they're doing that. Until we meet again in the next video, if it is possible, I have been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.